We're back.
We are.
Welcome to the Patriots Raw. We are live streaming from the America First Radio and Television Network right here from the America First warehouse and studio and event venue. And this is the most patriotic venue in all the land. Yeah, it's been a long July and August. We've kind of been, half of August anyway, we've been on a little hiatus.
We have. It's good to be back on air.
Yeah. I had, the last time I was here was for a live broadcast was July 7th.
Me too.
That was our last
for our
one.
Show.
For our show.
You came on Sarah's show.
Yes, I did. That's right. That's right.
I made a couple of appearances, but it's nice to be back in our seats.
Yep. Had my right hip replaced, and
she's running marathons. I watched it this weekend.
I'm doing pretty good. Yep, I'm getting there.
Good.
Getting there. 6 weeks off, and I'm ready to get back at it. So
I don't like when she's down.
Yeah, yeah. And you've had a move going on, so
yeah, a lot of life challenges that we're working through, but
we're
still keep going.
Grateful for our friends and our families.
I am so blessed for our friends.
We are seriously lucky,
yes.
lucky
I will tell
people.
You, when shit hits the fan, you really do see who your true friends are.
Mm-hmm.
So.
And when it hands you lemons, you make lemonade.
Oh, yeah, some vodka to that. Vodka and lemonade.
Yeah, yeah. It's so back. We'll be starting back on regular weekly schedule Tuesday nights, starting in September.
September 1st, actually.
Yep, September 1st.
So we won't be here next week.
Nope, not next week. And then we're going to just get back to our normal routine again.
Yep, but we did decide to come on air because we do have a very important episode tonight.
Yeah. With
another weaponized DOJ again, back at it.
Yep.
So we are going to touch upon that with Shayna Gaviola, and the great Jen Baker will be joining us as well.
I love her.
Me too.
Love her.
I'm excited they're coming on. So
and Jen is a part of, she writes for the Gateway Pundit.
Yep.
And she's also a part of the. She's a part of the newest podcast.
Oh, she is. Yeah,
yes.
She's part of Freedoms from Porch. It's been fun getting that off the ground.
Yeah.
A lot of meaning behind it, and it's been nice being a part of that. And she's also on Lego Man's team, his production team.
Yes. I can't wait for that movie.
And she works with Peter Tickton. She's got a nice resume, that Jen.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, she does. She's great. She's
awesome
really
to
great.
Have those girls as part of the America First Media and Television family. And they're going to be on weekly now as of this week.
That's great.
Really cool. Yep.
I'm excited. That they're a great group of women. Yes.
The Moores Clan starts tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. So we're adding that to the lineup. So it's good stuff. We keep adding and adding and adding.
Yep.
We're up to 15 shows now. Geotopia comes on Thursdays. So
it's building.
It's building.
It's a building.
Yep.
That's for sure.
Build it and they will come.
So you were saying before that Shayna Gaviola is another victim of the lawfare going on that stems back to the Biden administration. Actually, it's still continuing right now.
Shocking.
Yeah, when I heard this story and I started, researching into it a little bit, it's insane.
It's insane. Layered, it's heavy. It's so sad.
Yeah, it's almost like there's two movies going on at once in her story.
Yeah, and
they each have their own sets of issues that are relevant to what's been going on in our country for the past 6 years.
Yes.
And it's heartbreaking what's happened to her.
Yeah.
And we are here tonight to spread light and shed light on that fight that she's been fighting. And
well, she has to surrender herself to for prison next Monday.
Right.
I have to tell you that I did speak to her this weekend. She has such a beautiful outlook. I was inspired by her. She's very faithful, and obviously many of us here know that in these dark times you need to have faith. That's obviously what gets you through. Mm-hmm. She's as positive as she can be.
Yeah.
As a mom, hearing that her kids have to be separated, I might cry this episode.
I know you would.
I feel it.
I knew you would.
You said it.
Yep, I told you.
I already got the lump here. I feel for her. Having to leave your babies and them all being separated right now, it breaks my heart for her.
Yeah, she's got one going off to college for the first year, which is hard enough as it is.
You remember how I was when Vinny was going to college?
Yes, I do. Yes, I do. But then to face what's going on, I'll give you a little bit of a background. We're going to let Shayna expand on it. She's going to be joining us on Zoom. In 2021, she was accused of violating a protective order involving her making a decision to send her son, who was a minor at the time, to a religious boarding school. And what happened was she recognized that her son was being groomed by transgender activists. She lives in California, and I don't know if anybody's aware of this or how many are aware of it, but in California, they pass laws that if a child chose to become transgender, that the parents basically have zero rights if they're a minor child.
Which is the same here in New York
Yeah.
as well.
Yeah. And
it always starts there and comes here.
yeah, so they were in the school system. They allowed this to happen without her approval or knowledge, and
Well, we went through that here. We
Yeah.
all went to a protest out
Yes.
east where a teacher coerced a kid in elementary school to try to change their gender, and we were the crazy ones for fighting it. But this is what's going on right now. We know the narrative.
Yeah.
This went way too far.
this is just beyond.
beyond.
This is beyond. I mean, then it expanded and turned into,
Yeah.
what started out as a civil California, family court issue, somehow turned into a federal case
It did.
involving inappropriate sexual advances that were made upon her by,
it's so gross and evil.
assistant district attorneys and U.S. attorneys, intimidation, bullying, like all these things, abuse
All the
of
people
authority.
that you elect to protect you and
Yeah.
save you are the ones doing this. It's disgusting.
Yeah, it's just horrible, and and her side of the story was not allowed to be given.
Heard, yep.
The jury was not allowed to hear her part of it,
That's how they do it.
and unfortunately, like T said, now she's facing, a prison sentence because of this, and it's just incredibly wrong. It's wrong, and we want to be able to spread the word.
Yes,
and
she has a Give, Send, Go, which we'll show the QR
Yep,
code for. She
yep.
needs the help and support. Obviously, the prayers, but she's in the heads pending a appeal right now.
Yep.
And if by the grace of God, if she gets the appeal, approved in time before next Monday. She did say, and I loved these words, she knew, just like we do, God uses evil for good.
Yes.
So obviously, if this is the journey she has to take, she's willing to take it, and she believes she will do good from it, which I love that attitude.
like many others, she stood up for what's right.
She did.
And we look at our J6ers
See,
that
you know
have
how
been.
I am. If this would have happened with my kids, I'd be going to jail either way. So we one way or the other, I would have probably been going to jail. So I applaud her. I'm sorry this is happening, but I appreciate the grit.
It takes a very strong person to deal with these attacks. Like we've looked at it time and time again. We saw it with President Trump. We've seen it with Rudy Giuliani. We've seen it with all of the
John Eastman,
J6ers.
Mike Lindell, J6,
Yes.
yep.
Yes. And it's incredibly, like I said, it's so wrong that
It could be any of us.
It could be.
That's what I want to tell everyone.
She's
Like,
just a mom
regular
raising
mom,
4
single
kids.
mom with 4 kids. It could be any of us. So-
It's beyond words. It's beyond words.
It is.
We live in a country that this should not be allowed to happen in.
Well, they are. I
And-
don't want to say banking on, but they are really hoping that President Trump, asking for a pardon. Peter Tickton has been involved a little bit, so that's always a good thing to have him on your side. So, listen, she's fighting it every way she can. She's trying to get as much help as she can. We're going to try to get as much attention on this week as we
Yeah.
can.
Yeah.
So,
Hopefully she'll receive that pardon. It is a federal case, so President Trump does have that authority.
yes, he does.
So, which, God, please get this to his ear.
I hope it does.
Get it
because
to
you
his
know
ear.
How he is. He wants to keep families together. I don't
Yeah.
think Trump would ever want to keep a mom away from her 4
Her-
babies.
yeah.
So, I'm praying. I started praying as soon as I heard this the other night.
Yeah, and
So-
while we're waiting for Shayna to get on our Zoom link, I know you wanted to mention, because we're going to go to commercial
Oh,
in a
yes.
minute.
Okay.
While we have the time here, we're waiting on her to come in. Why don't you go ahead and
We send well
Send
wishes
well
to our-
wishes.
okay, so
Yeah.
we're very, very. I don't know if I should say the name. I'm not going to say the last name because I'm not sure about protecting them. But we have very, very dear friends of ourselves, Angie and I, and the America First Warehouse, whose son just headed off yesterday to the Marines, enlisting in the Marines, and we are so very proud of
Proud.
Tommy. If you guys are watching, our friends, you know who you are. I've already sent you my prayers and love. I am so proud of him. I am so unbelievably proud of him.
and grateful for him
Grateful,
for volunteering to do this
to
service for
sacrifice
us.
our
Yes.
country. Obviously, it broke their hearts a little bit. They were trying to get him on a different path, but they told me, since I know them a long time, and since he was little, he always was interested in military
Yeah.
and all that.
Yeah.
And you and I watched George Washington, the Young Washington.
Oh my God,
movie.
yeah, yeah.
I think in that movie, I always go back to that part. I'm getting chills.
Yep,
where the
me
mother
too.
realized, towards the middle end of the movie, that if God anoints you to do a certain job or puts it on your heart to do a certain job, you answer the call.
Yeah.
And that's what he's doing.
Yeah.
And I said to them, I
chills.
can't wait to welcome him back home one day and give him a great hug for stepping up to serve our country. So Tommy, we love you. We're praying for you and our friends. I know it's not easy. I get it, but it's awesome.
I have a friend and former coworker who her son was 18 and joined the Marines. And he's following the same path that Tommy is, and he had some troubled issues too. And she is he made it through boot camp. He has become such an incredibly
disciplined,
unbelievably
respectful
young man, and the pride that she has in her son
I have so
is
much pride.
just,
it's not even my kid.
yeah, it's beautiful.
So
it really
I
is
love the
beautiful.
Marines. A little wink, that's my favorite branch of the military.
Yeah, hoorah.
Hoorah. Semper Fi. It's amazing.
Yep.
So, all right, so we are going to be going to commercial break any second. I do want to tell the audience we'll hopefully come back in and bring Shayna right on. Obviously, she's crazed right now, and we totally understand that.
Yeah.
But we have a lot of great events coming up for the fall here at the America First Warehouse, so please check out our website, theamericafirstwarehouse.com. Our app that we rolled out last year is currently unavailable. We are working to make a new and improved app coming to you soon. So check out the website, keep up to date on that, and social media. Thank you for tuning in. It's good to be back, and we'll be right back after commercial break. Stay tuned.
Me, Joe the Box, the America First Warehouse, most patriotic place in all the land. Hey, I'm here getting cleansed up. You know why? Because Sugar Creek Goods is a great place by Patriots, making Patriot soaps, making me smell nice. And that's what's nice. Who wants to go down the street and smell of somebody bad in New York City? Hey, by the way, what's this thing for?
250 years ago, a nation was born. Built on courage, driven by freedom, defined by patriots who stood their ground. Today, we don't just remember that legacy, we wear it. This is more than a shirt. It's a symbol of strength, freedom, and pride. I'm Steve Stern, COO of theflagshirt.com, and I invite you to celebrate 250 years of the United States with us. Wear your pride, stand for something, get your shirts today.
You know what is more disappointing than Gino Bisconte, everyone?
My sex life?
No, bad cell service. Let's make fun of Gino. Oh wait, he's here.
Well, speaking of the opposite of his sex life, these people have towers that are huge and they're everywhere. And while you're traveling, you can use these huge towers. PatriotMobile.com / it bends to the right. I don't have to tell you. TAFW. And then you can talk about me behind my back.
Patriotic people doing patriotic things.
Corporate transfer. Fine professional, moving and storage, and inventory management.
Agara coffee. Why? Because it increases focus.
This is T-Mac, the Patriot, and I love Patriot products like Sugar Creek Goods. Check it out today on our website.
It's me, Joe the Box. And I'm John the Blanket with the America First Podcast.
That's what I'm talking about. The Fred Rubino Podcast coming to you from the America First Warehouse.
Welcome, everybody, to the James Justice Show, tearing these airwaves apart with all the craziness that goes on in the world.
Welcome to the Patriots Podcast. Good evening, everyone.
Hey, everybody. Welcome back to the On the Right Side podcast here at the America First Warehouse in Long Island, New York.
Shane Jenkins here with another episode of Liberty's Cage.
Hi, everyone, and welcome to our podcast, Red, Right, and True.
We are streaming live on America First Media and Television app.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, Kevin Downey Jr. Podcast. Be free, stay free.
The America First Warehouse, where our hearts will always be.
Welcome back to the Patriots Raw. While we were in our commercial break, we were able to get Shayna in on our Zoom call. So we are going to bring her in right now. Shayna Gaviola. She's going to be logging in right now. Is she here yet, guys?
We can bring Jen in.
Hey, we bring Jen in. All right. So we're going to have Jen Baker come in first. That way they'll both be on. When Shayna gets in, we'll bring her in as well.
Jen Baker's one of our favorites.
Hi.
How are ya?
I'm great, thanks.
She's always smiling.
I know. So beautiful. So beautiful.
Thank you.
How you doing?
Well, good. There's a lot going on.
Yeah.
There's a lot going on.
Jen, you're still sitting on Freedom's front porch, huh?
I am. I
She
didn't
stayed
get
there all
off the
day.
porch
She's been hanging out there all day.
So you're
Yeah.
You're very familiar with Shayna's story. You've written some articles on it, and you're also you're involved in bringing light to what's going on. Like I was saying before, it's kind of a multi-layered story with what's happening with her, and it's so frustrating to see what's going on. It's that the lawfare is still continuing to this day. We kind of knew it would take a little while, but this is still ongoing, and it's ridiculous. What are your thoughts on what's happening?
Well, I mean, I have so many thoughts because, excuse me. First of all, this case was brought upon during the Biden administration, and continued on through her trial. Everything, sentencing, everything continued on through the Trump administration.
Right.
So this whole thing that she's going through is totally on the Attorney General and President Trump. I mean, she needs a pardon. She shouldn't be going through this. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
I mean, there were so many egregious things that happened during her case. A prosecutor and an FBI agent fantasizing about doing threesomes with her.
Oh my God, it's almost like a Lifetime movie or something, It's crazy.
And the judge not even, taking that into account or letting the jury hear. I mean, there's just so many egregious things that happened to her during this case, and it should be a movie, and it should be a movie without this horrible ending of her going to prison. She needs to be totally pardoned, and we're asking those that this happens for her.
Yeah, we need to get the word up the line. It's got to get up the line and get it, like I said before, get into Trump's ear and get this resolved.
This is not a state case.
That's
right.
right.
We can sit here and complain about California being woke and all of their strangeness and grooming and all that kind of stuff, but this is a federal case.
Right.
So it's not upon the state to do this.
Right.
Gavin Newsom. We're
Thank
looking at
God.
President Trump and Todd Blanche and Ed Martin and Anne-Marie Johnson. This woman, this mother, this single mother, they're tearing her family apart.
Yeah.
So Jen, before she comes on, how did you learn about this story? Did she come to you with the writing, or I'm just curious how you guys connected?
Funny enough, is right after the January 6ers got pardoned, I got a phone call from Benjamin Martin, who's a January 6er, and he's been raked over the coal. He had a thing where after the pardon, they went after him again for the poisonous fruit, and so he brought the case to me. Shayna and Benjamin know each other.
Oh, thank God.
Yeah.
Wow.
And I was able to get Trennis Evans on board, and we started fighting for her through Condemned USA. And so it's been pretty cool to be
thank
able
God for
to
you.
make a friend. It's just breaking my heart though that what she's going through.
Yeah, it's breaking my heart too.
I was watching the other day. I was watching an interview that Trennis did with her and you, and I mean the three of you were just sobbing with Tina Peters. I'm sorry, with Tina Peters, and it was just it's just so sad. It's so sad how and the things that even Tina Peters said, about how if she does end up having to turn herself in, how she's going to make it. It did give like hope, God has her and she
got
will
a great
be
attitude about
she
it.
will be protected and
She's a warrior, man.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
to be going through what she's gone through, she's not in the best of health. And she's got her 4 kids. And I mean, these are teenagers, preteen, to teenagers, and they're going through it. So Shayna is a warrior, and we had her on our show today on Freedom's Front Porch, and I pretty much let Guy and Tammy ask all the questions because it's really emotional for me because she has become a friend, and the stuff that she's going through is just unimaginable to me.
Yeah.
So,
I
it's
hate
a pretty emotional case.
hate knowing that her babies are being separated and she has to be separated from them. It's breaking my heart. There she is.
There she is.
Hi.
Hi, Shayna. How are you?
I am good. How are you guys?
I'm glad
I mean, I'm not good. That's just an automatic response.
We're so glad to have you here tonight and to be able to continue to spread light on the issues that are going on and your story. And we just pray for you and your family. And God willing, you will not have to set foot in a prison.
Amen.
Whew. It's getting, sometimes he shows up at 11:59, girls, and I'm going to tell you what, it's feeling a little 11:59-ish right now.
Yeah.
Oh, my goodness. So why don't you tell us, I know a little bit of what's going on, but let's let you kind of give a synopsis if you can, or if you can't, then if you have to make it a little longer, you can do that too.
The floor is yours.
Yeah. Let's tell the world about what's going on and what happened to your family.
The amount of time that I have had to tell this story, and the I'm going to try to do it as much of a summary as I can. My son was he was going through transgender ideology at school. Once I told them that I was not in agreement with him transitioning, they stopped all communication with me. So all of his behavioral records, anything that he was doing at school, which included quite a lot of things that as a parent, as a mother, I should have been aware of. And had I been aware of them, I would have known, that there was an issue. And so he was, I'll just go over a few things that he was doing as a transgender. So they were calling him Brianna. They were allowing him to use the girls' bathroom with other little girls in it. But while he was in there, he peed in a sink in front of one of the little girls. And he also started up a rape and murder chat room where he put the names of the children that he wanted to rape or murder into them, with 3 of the other transgender students or students who identified as trans at that moment. So with those things were already going on, the period of time where the school was not telling me what, about his behavioral issues was approximately a year to a year and a half. During that period of time, he molested a neighbor child who was 7 years old. He was 15 at the time. And unfortunately, more than unfortunately, this was also good friends of ours, and the mother was a good friend of mine, and the child that he molested was my youngest son's best friend. And he did this in front of my youngest son and had him watch while this child performed oral sex on him. And if you can imagine how young a 7-year-old is, it's very young, and a 15-year-old more than knows better, and especially my kids, because I am not someone who doesn't go over body parts and what is and isn't acceptable. So he knew what he was doing, and the biggest issue that I was dealing with at the time was keeping my other children safe. So he went to stay in a home with a woman who I had been introduced by my son as a woman. He had met her adopted daughter at church, and come to find out that was not the case. He had met this woman through the transition person who had been assigned to him at the school. So at the school, they assigned a transition person. This is not someone who has any degree in psychology or psychiatry. It is an employee of the school district, and they are employed as teacher aides or like crisis counselors or just a counselor. But they come in and they act as basically the parent. They tell your transition person the behavioral issues, what you're dealing with in school, all of the things that you're supposed to tell a parent. So I'm going to try to make this story just a little bit more condensed. This woman was transitioning him behind my back. She was also allowing him to be an ice skating instructor for children that were under the age of 10. While all of that was going on, when I found out, which you can imagine my surprise when I found out that this is going on, I told my son to come home. My son came home. I started to research boarding schools. Where was I going to put him? What was I going to do? What was it going to look like? Because obviously he couldn't stay in the home with my children because of what had happened. He left my home, and this woman took him to the family court, Fresno courthouse, and talked him into or persuaded him to file emancipation and restraining order on me. Of course, he was 16 years old, so there's no 16-year-old that, one, knows how to do this, or two, would that be their idea? So she brainwashed him and groomed him into doing this. When I found out that she had taken him, they both turned completely off their phones. I never spoke directly to my son from that day forward. And that was in 2021.
Wow, that's a lot. We're gonna cut to commercial right now, and then we're gonna come back and we're gonna talk more on this. Okay?
Okay.
All right. Thanks.
Beneath the Texas sky, I can rope and ride like Daddy, and I never ever cried. But now the world's a-changing, girls must cover up to their eyes. Don't wanna be sold to some old man, I'd really rather die. So just go home. Just go home. Just go home. Sharia law's not welcome over here. Just go home. Take your medieval rules and stick them in your ear. Just go home. Your Sharia law will never rule our land. Just go home. We've got the Second Amendment to help you understand. Just go home. Just go home. Just go home. Take your hijabs back, better pack your burqas too. Just go home. God's blessed Texas and the other 49 too. Just go home. Don't Sharia my Texas, just go home. Don't Sharia my Texas, just go home. Oh, the yellow rose of Texas that I'm a-gonna see. Nobody else could miss her, not half as much as me. She cried so when I left her, it nearly broke my heart. And if I ever find her, we never more will part. Oh, the yellow rose of Texas that I'm gonna see. Nobody else could miss her, not half as much as me. She cried so when I left her, it nearly broke my heart. And if I ever find her, we never more will part. Just go home.
All right, we're back with Shayna Gaviola and Jen Baker, and we were having a little bit of technical difficulties with our earpieces, Shayna, so we might repeat a little bit.
Yeah, we can't hear the control room now, so we're flying.
Yeah,
by
we
the
have
seat
you.
of our pants.
We have you on house sound now, so it's we can hear better. So. Let me just ask you a question, because if I missed something before. So your son Blake was having issues prior within the school system, right? He was having behavioral issues that that seemed to indicate that there were transgender people that he was involved with at the school side, in the school side, that were kind of.
So, no, the transition people that come in, to my understanding, are not transgender.
We need house sound.
Go ahead, I can hear you.
Okay. They're not well, this one woman was not transgender, but they're brought in as like counselors.
Okay.
I can't hear.
Okay. So they were kind of leading him into this ideology.
Absolutely.
Yeah, this ideology that it's brainwashing, really.
It is, and you have to remember like how confusing it is to be, 15, well, at that point in time, 13, 14, 15. Those years are confusing in of themselves, and then to have an adult that's telling you like, oh, yep, that's what you are, you're trans, and your mom doesn't accept you, and you're a girl in a boy's body, and that's child abuse for your mom not to accept you.
And they're already going through all these hormonal issues. They're growing into who they're going to be in their adolescence, and they're extremely vulnerable. And these are the people that take advantage of our children.
Yeah. And unfortunately, the worlds of transgender and pedophilia, they run really close together.
Yes, they do.
And I hate to put that on all of them, or it's hard to put that with all of them, but I've talked to so many parents now. I've seen so many different situations, and it seems to run together, especially in like early adolescence, when it's brought in. It's always some sort of sexual situation, or inappropriate sexual situation.
Yeah.
So, and this woman that took care of Blake and was someone that Shayna, you trusted in the beginning, and she just ran away with her activism to try and transition Blake and get him against his mother and pull him away from his mother.
How did you know her?
So I was introduced to her from Blake. They all lied to me and said that he was dating her adopted daughter.
He was dating her adopted daughter. Okay.
And that
so she's a mother figure in that sense. Okay.
Right.
Like someone that he went to school with?
So he actually didn't even go to school with her. Susan ended up knowing and being friends with his transition person.
Yeah. Okay. And does she have a record with other, like, is this something, I can't imagine this is the first
She has a
time.
criminal record. She was a bank embezzler. She was a bank manager and was charged federally for bank embezzling. And that was actually brought into the trial that she was that she had a crime of dishonesty.
Yeah, I got that sense. Yeah. Should we show that?
We have a cut, and she got Blake's father to get involved, basically saying, that this was for his own good, and that Shayna was crazy, or, whatever she said to get him to go along with all of this as well.
No, she paid him to go along with all of it.
Really?
She didn't tell him anything about me, he went to the school. He first told me and was completely okay. And he said so in the trial that he was good with Blake going to a boys' home or a boarding school. When all this first came about and I talked to him, he said, no, just put him in state's custody. Let him be somebody else's problem. But no, she told him that if he brought Blake back, that his child support would end. So he went to the school, did a tour of the school, called me, said the boarding school was really nice. He liked Julio. He was leaving Blake there, but that I needed to drop the child support because if he picked Blake up and gave him back to Susan, that he wouldn't have to pay child support anymore, and he couldn't afford to help with the school. So I signed over and dropped his child support, and the following weekend, Susan called him and said she had raised $20,000 in a GoFundMe account. And if he went to the school and picked him up and brought him to her, she would give him the money.
Oh my gosh.
She paid for the tickets, and he even testified to that in the trial. They would not let us bring in the GoFundMe. The second that my attorney started talking about it, the judge overruled it. I think that's the term.
My initial insane thought is I'd be in jail either way in this story somewhere.
I talked to
somewhere
so many
along the
parents, and they're like, nobody's beat up.
Like somewhere along the way, I would end up in jail throughout this whole story because that's just insane. I'm getting, now that I can hear everything good, I'm getting aggravated.
Yeah, you're getting angry.
Of course,
Yeah.
You're angry.
That's sick.
Yeah.
Yeah, when you
Your
find
mama
out
bears
how alone I felt and how desperate I felt, knowing that the police, the family court, everyone is against you because you don't believe in this made-up transgender ideology. And you're not allowing people to do things to your child that is permanent. And you're also not allowing your child to be around other younger children when he was just arrested for molesting a child.
Right, right.
Like, as his mother, my job is to protect him. But unfortunately, my job became to protect other people's kids during this situation.
Yes.
Which is a horrible situation to be in as a mom. Because that's your baby.
You weren't allowed to bring that up in court, am I correct?
No, that was a gag order. I was not allowed to talk about his sexuality. I wasn't allowed to talk about the fact that he was arrested for molesting a child. And I wasn't allowed to bring in the prosecutorial misconduct. I wasn't allowed to I wasn't allowed to challenge the validity of the restraining order or state that I wasn't legally served with it because I wasn't legally served with it. All I had to do is know it existed.
That's insane. That is just, it's
yeah,
just
it was
so
insane.
insane.
It was like a clown court. I've never seen anything in my life like that. I was railroaded and I was gagged and I could not defend myself, and it was not fair.
No, it's not.
And I'm someone that will admit if I've done something wrong. A lot of times I'll admit when I haven't done anything wrong just to make the peace, you know? But this was so wrong and so awful and such a gut-wrenching situation that it's impossible for me to sit back and go, yep, that was my fault. I did all that.
Well, especially it's the last 5 years. My heart goes out to the other kids. So how has that been for them? Obviously, this changed, your whole life.
Right. So that was their older brother. And despite the things that he had done, they love him. Well, they loved him. I think that's been replaced, unfortunately, with my children with hate or
resentment.
Anger, resentment.
Yeah.
You know, and even though I tell them you shouldn't, it's gonna eat you up to have that sit in there. And what he did was wrong, and the things he's doing to me is wrong. But ultimately, he is also a victim in this situation.
Yes, absolutely.
And that's hard for me to stomach with the way that he has talked about me and treated me as a grown man now. And I say grown man loosely because he's 21 years old. We all remember being 21. We weren't grown at that time. But, it's hard for me as his mom to look at him and realize that they've turned my baby into somebody that I don't even recognize.
Yeah.
That's what the enemy seeks to do. He seeks to destroy. And if somehow one day you could look past that and realize that's really not the son that you gave birth to and raised, obviously, that some evil demonic force got a hold of him.
Right.
It makes me sick to even say that out loud.
As a mother, it's heart-wrenching.
It's sickening. And that's the reason I was so quiet about this. People were like, why didn't you get out there sooner? Why didn't you fight sooner? My child was still a minor. And my story mattered less to me, and my freedom mattered less to me, obviously, than me protecting him. It really did. And, I protected him all the way up until he can protect himself now. He's an adult. Mm-hmm. And full force wants me in prison. So, and the left and the FBI, and they have just turned him against me and weaponized him. and made him where he's this victim and he hates me and I'm this horrible, white conservative Christian woman, and it's sick.
It is. It really is. I have no words. I never have words. It's hard to have words for this one.
I know, and the fact that, that this turned into where you're going to jail. You're sentenced because none of your information, none of your, reasoning for removing him from this situation was allowed to be even exposed in court. Like, no. It's just insane. Like, how are you supposed to protect your children when you have a legal system that is against you?
Completely against you.
Time after time after time after
time.
And
I can tell you that I would be looking at probation. I would be looking at maybe 6 months in prison if I didn't remove the federal prosecutor from my case. This is also a case of revenge. And then the fact that I brought in a conservative, America Rights Alliance attorney that also targeted, put a big target on me. They brought in an activist judge who openly hates Trump.
We're going to come right back to that. I want to hear we're going to come right back to that. We'll be right back.
Yeah.
Me, Joe the Box, the America First warehouse, most patriotic place in all the land. Hey, I'm here getting cleansed up. You know why? Because Sugar Creek Goods is a great place by Patriots, making Patriot soaps, making me smell nice. And that's what's nice. Who wants to go down the street and smell of somebody bad in New York City? Hey, by the way, what's this thing for?
250 years ago, a nation was born. Built on courage, driven by freedom, defined by patriots who stood their ground. Today, we don't just remember that legacy, we wear it. This is more than a shirt. It's a symbol of strength, freedom, and pride. I'm Steve Stern, COO of theflagshirt.com, and I invite you to celebrate 250 years of the United States with us. Wear your pride, stand for something, get your shirts today.
You know what is more disappointing than Gino Bisconte, everyone?
My sex life?
No, bad cell service. Let's make fun of Gino. Oh, wait, he's here.
Well, speaking of the opposite of his sex life, these people have towers that are huge, and they're everywhere. And while you're traveling, you can use these huge towers, patriotmobile.com / it bends to the right, I don't have to tell you, TAFW. And then you can talk about me behind my back.
Patriotic people doing patriotic things.
Corporate transfer. Fine professional, moving and storage, and inventory management.
Agara coffee. Why? Because it increases focus.
This is T-Mac, the Patriot, and I love Patriot products like Sugar Creek Goods. Check it out today on our website.
It's me, Joe the Box, and I'm John the Blanket with the America First podcast.
That's what I'm talking about. The Fred Rubino podcast coming to you from the America First warehouse.
Welcome, everybody, to the James Justice Show, tearing these airwaves apart with all the craziness that goes on in the world.
Welcome to the Patriots podcast. Good evening, everyone.
Hey, everybody. Welcome back to the On the Right Side podcast here at the America First warehouse in Long Island, New York.
Shane Jenkins here with another episode of Liberty's Cage.
Hi, everyone, and welcome to our podcast, Red, Right, and True.
We are streaming live on America First Media and Television app.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, Kevin Downey Jr. podcast. Be free, stay free.
The America First warehouse, where our hearts will always be.
We are back with Shayna Gaviola and Jen Baker, and we are just discussing this incredibly tragic story, which has an underlying of, I want to say, heroism on your part, Shayna.
Absolutely.
Because you're fighting so hard, and you're holding the line and standing your ground, and I know that you've been offered a deal. You know, you've been made offers, and you're refusing to because it just goes against what's true and what's right. And God bless you for holding that line and standing your ground.
You know, and before when you said that you felt everybody was against you in this, you know who's not against you? Jesus Christ is not against you. And you're honoring his way of doing things, male and female. I really believe, like you said the other day on the phone, I was so impressed. I talk to a lot of people. I love the attitude you have towards us right now. I really do think he's going to use, you know, evil for good. I know we don't have much time. We're in the last segment, but we want to get to your non-for-profit. We want to get to your Give, Send, Go. But I just want to know, what is your feeling on the appeal? How confident do you feel that it could come even this week?
Well, it's the Ninth Circuit, so I'm gonna be quite honest with you right now. We have a J6er, that Ben Martin, who is the DOJ dropped his charges because they were instructed to drop the charges against him, and the Ninth District Appeals Court is refusing to do that. They are trying to push the DOJ into charging and convicting him. So I don't have high hopes there. They denied my bond pending appeal. And I feel like I have a really good appellate case, and my appeals attorney is definitely more left-leaning. And she feels I have a good appeals case.
Thank God.
And I mean, who knows? I feel like I have a better chance of being pardoned than I do the Ninth Circuit Appeals Court rectifying this in any way, shape, or form. I think everybody is mad at me, or just trying to make an example out of me, especially from removing the prosecutor, who they all wanted to be judge. So he was supposed to be sitting judge, and he lost his judgeship because of this, because of his misconduct. But for some reason, it's not my fault.
Finally,
for speaking up. And I'm glad I did. I'm glad I spoke up. And I'm glad that I fought. Sometimes I'm like, oh, should I just, it feels less brave and more like, I don't know how to, sometimes I'm just like really going over it, and I'm like, why would I do that? But God has a plan. He has a plan for all of us. He has a plan for what he's doing with me. He's got a plan. And
don't let the enemy get in your head, because you're doing what you thought was right as a mom.
Yeah, if it consists of me going to prison, maybe there's somebody in there that I need to help, or maybe I can support them. And I'm going into a federal medical facility. I don't know who's in there, if I'm supposed to be there, but if I am, then I'm going to do whatever I'm led to do, and whatever I'm led to do is what I'm pretty much signed up for at this point, because I've just been listening to the Holy Spirit, and I can tell you, there's a lot of times I didn't want to go to Nineveh. I did not want to go, but I also don't want to be in a well. So
I have the chills through my whole body. Oh my gosh, my whole body.
Two things. We want to make sure we get to the few things, actually. So is there a closing statement you want the audience to leave with? Is there something that, if you could tell them?
So there's a lot of people fighting for me. I am very, very fortunate. I have a lot of support behind me, a lot of people who believe in what I stand for and what I'm doing and what fight we're fighting. There's a lot more that once all this is over that I'm going to be able to go out and fight for. But I do have a Give, Send, Go that will help my legal team, as well as, help support my kids if I do end up in prison, and then as well as I have a nonprofit where I do gang and prison tattoo removal and victims of human trafficking tattoo removal that you guys can, or that the audience can donate to, and that will keep my nurse paid because I do those removal treatments for free. So, and I don't have funding, but it's hard to have somebody else come in and want to do that. Obviously she needs to be paid.
So let's bring those up. That way we can make sure the audience, fellas, if you could bring those up.
Cut 3A is Shayna's QR code to support her legal fees on the Give, Send, Go. Yep, there it is. So if you can screenshot, audience, if you can screenshot that, and please, whatever you can do.
Yes, we're going to share that on social media for you here personally and here on our network.
And then Project Revive is Cut 3B. That's the QR code to support the nonprofit I just want to read a little bit, if I can, from your website, if that's okay, just to give a little bit more of a fuller explanation. Many individuals who have experienced human trafficking, gang involvement, prison life, or other traumatic circumstances carry tattoos that are daily reminders of their past. Project Revive provides accessible tattoo removal services to those who can't afford them, offering a vital step towards self-renewal. By removing these visible marks of their past, we empower participants to reclaim their identity, boost their confidence, and remove the physical and emotional barriers that hinder their growth. This program helps individuals achieve a fresh start, opening doors to new opportunities and allowing them to focus on becoming the best versions of themselves. Through your support, Project Revive is transforming lives. You're helping someone take a courageous step toward a better future. Your generosity provides more than a tattoo removal. It provides freedom from the past, renewed confidence, and hope for a brighter tomorrow. Each contribution you make enables someone to leave behind the marks of a difficult chapter and rewrite their story with dignity and purpose. You are a hero behind every fresh start. That is so beautiful. That is such an amazing, you know, like when you talk about, you know, gang members, and a lot of them you see the tattoos that they wear, and they're very visible. They're on their faces, they're on their chests, they're on the, you know, parts of their
stigma, and then you feel like it defines you.
Yeah, and then you come out in a better place in your life, and you go to get a job, and then there's,
it's
you know,
beautiful.
It's such a great thing
really,
that you're doing.
Really awesome to be part of. I feel so grateful. I have the best clients ever, which is so funny because I was so concerned about being in rooms with men who have been in prison for like 20, 30 years by myself. I'm like, oh.
They're usually very reformed by that point.
Oh man, it's so great. Their families, their wives like bring food in, and their whole families are part of it. And I'm really grateful to be part of that program. I think it's really awesome, and it helps a lot of people out. And I am not one to talk about what I do for people or anything that I do, but I really do want the families that I currently have, which is 40 of them, to be able to finish out even without me being there.
That's amazing.
Well, you know, there's something to be said for this, because there was a tattoo removal organization that we were told about during the whole J6 thing, because there's some J6ers that were, you know, like getting criticized for their tattoos. And this organization had a waiting list of like 10,000 people.
Wow.
And like, how do you get through that list, right?
Yeah.
Like, that's a lot of people. And these tattoos, you know, a lot of times, maybe not in a sense of saying forced, like they're physically held down and made to get these tattoos, but the life of a prisoner in prison, they are made to get these tattoos.
Yeah, it's a matter of survival in jail to do that.
I have 13 victims of human trafficking, and 11 of them, and it's sad, you know, 11 of them are under the age of 15 years old. So, you know, that takes a certain kind of person to put in that situation, to trust them, you know? Because it's, you know, when I found the nurse that was going to take over, it took me a while, because it's just, you know, it's a lot. And even though you're not a therapist, or you're not, but you're still listening to their stories. And these are still children, you know, and they were forced to get these brands on them.
And she's going through all of this, and here she is, so involved in caring about others.
Yeah.
I'm here to help. I've known that since I was little. So I really am. I'm here to help people. And it makes me feel good to help people. It makes me happy to help people. I don't like to talk about the people that I help. But, you know, sometimes it's necessary when you need to carry on something. But I'm definitely put here to help. Sure.
We're proud to share and to support, and God bless you.
Yes, we'll
God
continue
bless
to.
you.
You have friends in us here, you know, from one coast to the other. We'll be praying for you. Hopefully, maybe Jen can give us updates, or as your story develops and you're able to communicate with us, we would absolutely, you know, shed light on what comes next.
Absolutely, yeah. I'll keep you guys updated, and I have your phone number as well.
Yes, please do. If I know this might sound weird, I'm going to say it on air. If your kids need a friend or an ear or someone to talk to, they can always call us here as well. It breaks my heart, but I'm going to keep praying for them.
Yeah.
And we are going to ask you guys to stay on because we end our show with a prayer, and we would love to pray over you and the situation. We will keep you close in our thoughts.
Yes.
And
most definitely.
We're honored to know another warrior.
Yes.
So we're proud of you for whatever that's worth. Jen, you know we love you.
A lot. It's worth a lot.
You want to show the Give, Send, Go again? We'll show it one more time.
That's cut. Again, it's cut 3A.
Let's do that one more time. Give the audience. Guys, no dollar amount is too small. If 1 million people gave $1, it's $1 million. So let's try to get some money for this mama and her kids.
That's right. And if our people are watching and following, please share.
Please share.
Share this podcast out, share, and get this information out to as many as possible.
Thank you, guys.
And now we're going to pray. Heavenly Father, we come before you in the mighty name of Jesus, asking you to restore our nation and turn our hearts back to you. Bless and protect President Trump and his administration. Give them wisdom, courage, discernment, and godly guidance. Please protect our first responders, active duty military, veterans, friends, families, and everyone at the America First Warehouse. Bless its mission and let it remain a place where faith, truth, and freedom are strengthened. Lord, we especially lift up Shayna Gaviola, a mother of 4, as she prepares to surrender to federal authorities after fighting to protect her son. Cover her with peace, courage, strength, and protection. Comfort her children, guide her legal team, and bring mercy, truth, and justice to her case. Your word warns that anyone who causes a little one to stumble would be better off with a millstone around his neck. Father, protect all children from exploitation, manipulation, and abuse. Expose darkness and hold accountable anyone who harms the innocent. Please change the hearts and minds of those working against Shayna. Replace hatred and deception with truth, compassion, repentance, and mercy. Let no weapon formed against her prosper, and remind her that you are always beside her. In the name of Jesus we pray. Amen.
Amen. God bless you guys. Jen, we love you, and we're sending prayers to you as well. Shayna, chin up.
Yes.
We're with you.
We're with you.
And we hope to see you soon and have you back on again with some good news. And thank you for tuning in, everybody. We'll be back on September 1st. And as always,
keep your
faith strong, your family close, and your freedom alive. God bless you all.
God bless everybody.
Good night.
God bless you. Bye.
For the Patriots of America, we stand tall and free. In the America First Warehouse, where our hearts will always be. America First Warehouse, a beacon for all to see. A symbol of hope, a symbol of unity. For the Patriots of America, we stand tall.